Welcome to Spectrum News at 10. I am Emedion James, coming to you live from Uyo. Let's take a look at today's headlines. Vice President Shatima says Tinubu committed to diversify economy. Federal government announces 1.85 billion allocation to fund education and rehabilitation of Chibok schoolgirls. Plus, Moscow rejects Western security guarantees for Ukraine. We'll bring you details of the stories and more in just a moment. Good morning and thank you for joining us. First in the news this morning is that Vice President Kashim Shettima has restated President Bola Tinubu's unwavering commitment to diversifying the economy for the benefit of all and sundry. The Vice President described the President as a leader with the political will to take bold decisions. Shettima spoke at the State House in Abuja while hosting a delegation of the Nigerian Economic Society (NES), led by its president, Professor Adiola Adegnikinju. He cited President Tinubu's recent state visit to Brazil, where 5 memoranda of understanding was signed in aviation, foreign affairs, science and technology, and agriculture as deliberate steps to broaden Nigeria's economic base. A statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Communications in the Office of the Vice President, Stanley Nkwocha, quoted Shettima as saying that Nigeria, with its youthful population and intellectual talent, is uniquely positioned to turn its demographic advantage into global dividends. Away from that, the federal government has announced a 1.85 billion naira allocation to fund education and rehabilitation of the Chibok schoolgirls reportedly abducted by Boko Haram in 2014. The Ministry of Education said in a statement that the course is part of the Chibok Girls Intervention Program and will cover tuition, accommodation, vocational training, psychosocial support, and other related services for the rescued girls through 2027. The ministry's Director of Press and Public Relations, Borowo Folasade, announced this in a statement. Folasade said the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, said the funding falls under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda and reflects the administration's commitment to safeguarding the education and future of Nigerian children. It stressed that under the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu, the federal government is ensuring that the rescued 108 girls entrusted to the care of the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs continue to receive comprehensive rehabilitation and academic support. In a separate development, the House of Representatives Deputy Speaker, Benjamin Kalu, has successfully brokered a resolution through his intervention, bringing an end to the standoff between the federal government and indigenous contractors. These came after the contractors earned for months staged a protest in Abuja. Following his appointment as chairman of the House Special Committee on Budget Implementation by Speaker Abbas Tajuddin, Kalu convened an expanded meeting with contractors numbering over 80 across the country with the leadership for an open dialogue on the issue. In attendance were the Minister of Finance Wale Edun, Accountant General of the Federation Shamsaldin Ogunjimi, and other top government officials. Speaking at the end of the meeting, the Deputy Speaker said that a mutually beneficiary agreement was reached, expressing his gratitude to the Speaker of the House and his colleagues for entrusting him with the responsibility. From the electoral body, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has confirmed that the number of associations seeking registrations as political parties has risen to 171, following the submission of 19 additional letters of intent. In a statement, INEC National Commissioner and Chairman of the Information and Voter Education Committee, Sam Olumekong, said the updated list has been published on the Commission's website and other official platforms. He added that a review committee set up by the Commission had completed its assessment of the applications and submitted recommendations for final consideration. The Commission urged applicants to be patient and avoid practices that could delay their approval. On security, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Ekpetokun, has appointed Benjamin Hundein as the new Force Public Relations Officer, FPRO. Hundein appointment was contained in a statement by the outgoing spokesman of the Nigerian Police Force, Muyiwa Adejobi. Following the appointment, the IGP charged Hundein to leverage his communications and security experience to bolster the force public relations activities and ensure continuous positive relations with the public. Elsewhere, Defense Headquarters (DHQ) has said that troops will sustain onslaughts against terrorists and bandits throughout the farming season and beyond to allow farmers within the conflict zone carry out farming activities unhindered. The Military High Command gave the assurance through the Director of Operations, Major General Marcus Kanye, during a news briefing at the DHQ. Major General Kanye stated that troops have continued to respond to distress calls about terrorist activities, neutralizing and arresting several terrorists, thereby ensuring a safe environment for citizens. According to the defense spokesman, several terrorists were neutralized by troops during the operations in Mafa, Bama, Damboa, Gwanza, Kukawa, Jere, Ashkirauba, and Moba local government area of Borno State, as well as Dunhu and Gulek in Madagili local government area of Adamawa State. In the meantime, the Kaduna State Police Command has summoned the immediate past governor of the state, Nasser El-Rufai, to appear before it over an alleged criminal conspiracy, incitement of public disturbance, mischief, and causing grievous hurt. El-Rufai was summoned by the Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of criminal investigation, Zubairu Abdullahi, alongside key members of the Kaduna State chapter of the African Democratic Congress (ADC). However, the ADC members allegedly said they have not been served with the police invitation and have only read about it on social media. Let's move down to education, where the West African Examination Council (WAEC) has outlined key facilities schools must provide ahead of the full migration of the West African Senior School Certificate Examination to computer-based testing by 2026. Head of Examinations WAEC, Lucky Nwogunani, disclosed this during a sensitization program in Port Harcourt. According to him, schools must put in place a minimum of 250 functional laptops with 10% backups, a robot computer server capable of supporting 250 systems simultaneously, and a local area network setup. Other mandatory requirements include functional air conditioners and lightnings, uninterrupted electricity supply, a backup generator with at least 40 kVA capacity, CCTV cameras, and a holding room or reception facilities for candidates. The chairman also noted that the move to CBT would cut logistics costs, improve exam security, and widen accessibility. Let's move now to Africa, where DR Congo has confirmed a fresh outbreak of Ebola in southern Kassia, reporting 28 suspected infections and 15 fatalities. Health officials identified the initial patient as a pregnant woman admitted in late August with bleeding symptoms in Bulape, adding that she died within a week, followed by illness among hospital staff and lab workers who had in contact with her. The National Institute of Public Health, who declared a heightened emergency this week after a number of potential cases grew, officially stated guarantees. This follows a pledge by French President Emmanuel Macron that 26 Western allies had formally committed to deploying troops by land, sea or air to Ukraine the day after a ceasefire is agreed. After a summit of 35 countries topped the coalition of the willing, the French president said US support would be finalized in the coming days. Recall that President Donald Trump recently indicated that US backing could probably come in the form of air support. Prince Vladimir Zelensky said he had spoken to the US leader about maximum protection for Ukraine. Will designate two of Ecuador's largest criminal gangs, Los Lombos and Los Croneros, as foreign terrorist organizations. The comment came after US forces carried out a strike on a boat in the Caribbean Sea. The White House